I guess we all go back to the weird-looking rock.
All right, you see Al poking at it with the stick. Burns soon lands nearby. Sorry, Tom soon lands nearby. And you're able to haul over the mining equipment, the mining laser, over to these strange DB-like rocks. What would you like to do next?
Ew, why do you want rocks that look like this? Mila smells it.
Ooh, you have super smelling too.
Yes.
It doesn't smell earthy like good earth rocks do. It almost has like a metallic-y tinge to it.
Are you sure this is even a rock? Doesn't smell like a rock. I know rocks.
I have zero idea what it is. It could definitely not be a rock.
Well,
so far, it looks cool, and you can't move it. And it's got me interested. Tom, can you try to pick this up? Maybe you have a higher strength. Maybe because it's magical, it might move it.
Sure.
Who knows?
I'll try.
Test your strength.
Yes. I would like to activate superhuman strength and try and pick up the rock.
It will not pick up.
Yeah. And so he's going to be trying for a good 2 minutes or so, trying all kinds of different angles.
Clear rubble, like tons of rubble in this with this armor, and he can't pick this effer up.
Yeah, I got nothing. And then he's just gonna stop and find something to sit on. Not one of these other rocks.
Did you try asking it?
That is a good idea.
Hey, Mr. Rock. Hey, Mr. Not Rock. You're not a rock. I know you're not a rock. But anyway, you want to come to our cool-looking ship?
Roll a D100. The rock says nothing.
You're toying with me, Inferno.
Somehow I get the feeling that if it was a bad enough roll, it would have been the rock says something only to you.
The rock is speaking in Latin.
Some stupid foreign language.
You're playing with our emotions, Inferno.
Dead language.
Well, I got nothing then.
But Patrick's actually going to say, no, that's actually a pretty good idea. And Patrick's going to wander over to it, and he's going to, like, hit his knuckle against it to see if there's any, like, reverb, or is it just a solid mass.
Oh, okay. Now roll me a D100. That's exceptionally good. It's kind of hollow. Like, you're not 100% sure, but you're pretty sure that, yeah, it's reverberating more than a solid object should.
This actually might be mechanical.
It didn't smell like a rock.
Is there a port anywhere? Well, what am I freaking talking about? If I just looked at it and didn't look robotic, how would I know what a port looks like? Anyway, let's try to freaking dig around this thing.
Okay.
Is everyone with me?
Yeah.
Sure.
So what do you mean by dig around? Like use the mine cutting laser to cut around it? Or like you guys still didn't buy shovels, which is hilarious.
No, we did.
We did actually,
we
yeah.
have.
Oh my god,
We have like
I wanna
5
use these
shovels.
We didn't bring any shovels with us. We left them all.
We had to go back.
Look.
That's
I
fine.
can fly.
Okay.
I can fly. I can get us shovels.
Flying
Just
shovels.
stay here.
Al's gonna stay there, keep poking it
Okay,
with the stick.
dig around it.
Yeah. I will come back with 5 shovels.
Okay, so I would like Mila, roll me a D100, please.
Okay.
Because you're the strongest out of the group. Who doesn't have power armor on. Okay, so I'm just using that to determine how long it's going to take to dig the earth. It is tricky because the ground is still like 70% frozen, so it takes some time. It takes about 3 hours of hard work, but you dig a really big trench around this clutch of rocks. All right?
Mm-hmm.
And now the question is, do you want to dig under, like, do you want to loosen the earth underneath the rocks? Or do you want to, because, okay, you know what? This is where, okay. Now we're going to get to everyone's favorite part of the game. Give me a moment.
Initiative.
No, I wish.
Versus the rock.
I wish this rock
crap.
would
Nathan's
attack you.
back, isn't he?
Yeah,
he's
he's
born
a rock.
into a rock.
He's a rock, Squee. No, I'm gonna draw.
Oh boy!
Here, let me do it.
Oh, Criana.
No.
Oh, Criana.
Rocks?
She'll just make a bunch of
No,
dicks.
I'm not gonna make any dicks.
Yes, you are. All right. So the way I'm imagining it is that see, Jesus Christ.
It's a rock. I don't know what your problem is. That was
So
poopy rock.
okay. So I imagine you guys are building like a minor trench like around the rocks, right? So now the question is or how are you gonna draw? How are you gonna do this? Are you gonna try like just dig around one of the rocks?
Yeah, I was thinking like, do you guys think we should try focusing on one rock instead of all of them, or because we're not taking them all back to the behemoth, are we?
Yeah. Well,
Yeah,
I think the one that we've been poking at.
Yeah, the one that's
Okay.
been poked.
This
All right.
looks like a good idea.
So you dig around the rock, but my question is, do you want to dig the earth underneath the rock
Yes.
too? Okay, so this is the interesting thing. Tom,
Yes.
as you start digging the earth underneath the rock itself and you start to loosen the earth, as soon as the earth loosens, the frozen earth loosens, the rock immediately pushes past the loosed earth and sinks deeper into the ground.
Huh.
And every time you try to dig the earth underneath of it, it immediately, as if it was drawn to the earth, sticks.
Okay. Wow.
Oh, how
Jeez.
cool.
Okay.
Al pokes it with
I
the stick.
wonder.
Does nothing.
Maybe we've been going about this all the wrong way.
What do you mean?
You figure.
Well, maybe it's more like a puzzle. Instead of trying to pick it up, why don't we try to roll them?
Roll it.
Yeah.
Okay. Mia will try rolling it.
It rolls. Stays on the ground, but it rolls.
Mila jumps back. Surprise.
Yay!
All right.
So here's a question. Well, let's try something. Let's dig, say, a hole like right around here, and put something in it, something like something that we can carry it with, and then roll it into the hole and see if it falls on that thing, and then we can move it.
That might work.
Okay.
So what's the thing
Tom? No.
you're gonna use?
No, not on me. No, I'm not allowing this.
I just without missing a beat, Squee just says Tom.
Why don't we just
A coat? A blanket?
Well, I'm afraid.
No,
I'm worried that
was-
might not be enough. Like, it might still be pulled through.
What about just a plate of just MDC repair stuff?
Yeah. We can tie ropes to it and just drag it.
Yeah. Hopefully.
So you mean the scrap MDC you've been using to repair stuff?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Though that's back at the behemoth. Tom's here.
Yeah, and right now they're literally like ingots and scraps and stuff like that. Patrick would have to take a little bit of time to fashion like a sled out of them.
Wait, better idea. How about we dig a little embankment or something, back the ATV up to it, and roll it into the ATV?
That is all up to Patrick because that's his own vehicle. We don't have a spare.
Yeah, we may not want to crush something important for our first test.
Okay, right. So let's try this test first and see if it crushes something less important.
Yes.
Want to just get a blanket? Like Mila said?
No.
Underneath?
Well, no, because then it won't see if it crushes
Not
anything.
August!
Like, no, we need to see if it crushes something. A blanket won't help her. So, you know what we could do? We could just put like a log there. If it doesn't crush the log, it won't crush the ATV.
Box seems to work. I mean, it's generally stable enough that if you know at least has some weight. Log might not, unless we fashion it into something that isn't rounded, so it wouldn't roll off.
Or just make it a small enough hole. Yeah, either way. Or make a small enough hole so it doesn't really have anywhere to roll to.
I can try make a flat surface with my fire sword.
Sure.
On a log?
No, I know.
If you want me.
Yeah, I know. I'm all for it.
So you're gonna cut down a tree and then slice up the log with your fire sword?
Yeah.
Okay, see now normally I'd say then the log would just catch fire, but you can extinguish flame like that. So if anyone can do it, it's actually Tom. Roll me a D100, Tom.
All right. 96.
Oh, you butcher that first log. It does not. It's just when Tom is done with it, it's just a bunch of smoldering clumps.
All right, now Tom has to catch it. No.
Say, you did it, Tom. You did it.
You can try.
I don't think that's gonna work.
Okay.
But I think Patrick's going to take out his camera and clip a few of that, the rocks, maybe a bit of the smoldering wood.
You were gonna say I can try something else? Inferno?
No. The quick question, quick thing. Patrick, when you take out your camera to take some pictures, you realize that the internal memory of your digital camera is corrupted.
Uh-oh.
Is it?
Well, that's just splendid. Just gonna put that away. Well, these things are either messing with it, which I don't think so. Well, I mean, actively messing with it. It might be emitting something like magnet or something. But I'm not quite sure exactly why we couldn't pick it up if that's the case. I'll figure it out later.
Tomorrow problem.
Yeah.
Anywho, do you want to try and make some more flat timber?
Yeah.
All
One more try. Just one more. Okay.
You learned your lesson, and you're able to fashion a decent, I'd say about 3 feet wide and 6 foot long chunk of wood that is flat, that can lie upon the ground. So you spend a good portion of the afternoon digging a hole for the plank so the rock can roll onto it. At this point, Alicia comes out and looks at what you're doing. She raises a finger as if to say something, and then she just shakes her head and heads back into the behemoth. And as you roll the rock from the earth onto the flush piece of wood, it rolls upon there without any problem. And in fact, it wobbles a little bit on the wood.
Huh.
Mm-hmm. So now what do you guys want to do?
I want to try pick up the you know what? Al, can you grab the other end? I'm going to try and pick up the wood.
Sure.
And
the wood plank is raised with either of you on each side, and the rock is raised with it.
What the hell is going on?
Oh, let's see. Shit.
It's almost like it's attracted to the dirt.
Well, I understand the logic behind if it was like a puzzle, but if you ask me how, I don't know.
Al would ask Mila to hold his side of the log.
Okay.
And then Al is going to try and pick up the rock. Very carefully so that his feet aren't underneath it if it falls.
Al.
Mm-hmm.
You pick up the rock in your hands, and then it soon flies from your grasp and sticks to the chest of your power armor.
Al's just gonna look at it and go,
You did it, Al! How did you do that?
nope, I'm done. And Al just starts walking back to the behemoth.
Wait, Al! We
We got
get
more
the
of
rest
these
of
out,
them.
though.
Al's not listening.
Al, please! How will I live? I'm gonna starve out here. Mila pretends to faint.
Al's not listening. He's done. He takes the rock that's stuck to his chest back to the behemoth.
Okay. Other than it just looking really silly, other than it looking really silly, it doesn't hinder your power armor in any way, and when you take off the chest plate, it's still stuck there.
All right. Al,
the encounter, but the scene with this. Do you want to just end it right now?
Well,
one
the
exception
question is,
we need to get that off my body armor.
Power armor,
Yeah.
well,
I'll use the washroom. You guys brainstorm or something.
does Mila and Patrick want to get the rest of the rocks?
Mila's bored now. She's walking back to the behemoth.
Bored now. Pulls
Bored
it out
now.
the vein. Well, just you and me, Patrick.
Well, I think Al just took one. I think I need one as well.
You need one? Okay.
Yeah.
When the DM gets back, we're going to try and get one for Patrick.
Next time on...
Wow. Hang on, guys. I'm going to go grab some Advil. I'll be right back.
I'm gonna go use the bathroom because I have to.
Okay.
I'm back.
Welcome.
Hi.
So both Patrick and I are going to try and get one more rock.
Okay. Well,
Also,
good news.
Just really quickly, both Criana and Squee are AFK.
Okay, that's fine. We'll resolve you guys. Following the same procedure, you're able to roll another rock down along the kind of dirty trench and onto the wooden plank, and you're able to lift the plank up. Now, what do you do with it?
Well, Patrick, how's your end? Are you good to carry this back to the behemoth?
It's not heavy.
I guess I can try. And he's going to try.
Okay.
All right.
So I would like Tom, roll me a balance check. No modifiers.
All right. Balance.
Yep.
Sense of balance. Okay. Crap. 1 sec. I succeed by 2.
So on your way over to the behemoth, you stumble over top just a clump of earth, all right? But thankfully, you regain your balance enough to not cause the plank to tip over or the rock to spill off of it. And you're able to get into the behemoth with the plank. Now what do you guys want to do with it?
Well, where do you want it, Patrick?
Yeah, maybe not the workshop. I have... Actually... I'm sure there's a corner of my workshop that doesn't have implements in it. We're just going to try to keep this away from any not reinforced electronics. I have a sneaking suspicion this... I'm not even entirely sure how it works.
All right. Do you want to put it in the observation deck?
That definitely has the least amount of electronics in it. Or the pool. Yeah, where the pool is.
Yeah. I think that might be best.
Okay. And now we wait for Squee and Criana to come back. You're able to place it there. Does it stay on the plank, by the way?
Yeah. Yeah, I think so.
Cool. Makes sense.
All right. What I'm going to do is examine this and try to figure out if the things, like the thing on it, is like rust, basically.
Okay. So, what skill do you think would pertain to that?
Mechanical engineer would probably be the closest.
Okay. Roll me mechanical engineer at a penalty of 20, since this thing is clearly alien.
Right. I failed by 3.
It resembles rust, but it doesn't seem to meet any sort of traditional idea of oxidization. But maybe it acted this way in response to another element other than water. But other than that, you're not too sure.
Another day. I need to fix my camera.
As you go to examine your camera, you realize maybe about 1/10 of the pictures that you had stored on there have been corrupted. And roll me a electronics engineering check.
Okay.
And the damage is consisted of it being exposed to a magnet.
Yeah.
Hi, Criana.
Hi, girl. Welcome
Also-
back.
We're back. So another rock is in the observation deck. And you need to unmute yourself if you want to talk.
It's in the observation deck?
Yes.
Yep.
Near the pool.
And then there's one on Al's power armor.
Also in the observation, no. Probably also in the observation deck. I mean, because Patrick's workshop, because
it's not going in there.
Yeah,
Patrick was not allowing that in.
All right, then somewhere, because I've got to get this thing off.
We'll say the observation deck.
Sure.
Okay. So what do you want to do?
Patrick, how do you demagnetize something?
Well, it's usually along the. It's a force. It's a little hard to explain. Basically, it deals with electrodes and a. Anyway,
let's do it this way. Can you demagnetize an item?
If it's a magnet itself, it will probably take a while. If you are trying to just demagnetize something that's metallic, just transporting the energy should work, but it's going to take some time without proper equipment.
What do you mean transporting energy?
Think about magnetization similar to gravity, except it's kind of given to something. Like you can magnetize it like a coin or a paperclip. Do you know what those are?
Yes, he does.
Yes.
All right. And that can be, you can use that as a magnet or have it stick to things or anything like that, but over time it loses that. If you want to actively remove it, you're going to have to transfer its energy.
Okay. I understood like a third of that. We need to remove this from the power armor. What would our best option be?
Have you tried moving it, like trying to roll it down your suit?
No.
No, it doesn't work, unfortunately. It is stuck. It's not rolling anywhere.
Oh my. And it doesn't weigh anything.
No.
Well, it may weigh some.
It doesn't weigh enough that I feel it when I'm in the power armor.
No, exactly. Right. Yeah, it weighs something. It weighs maybe 5 pounds.
Okay, I'll definitely look into removing it. Have you tried slipping something in between it, like maybe wood or anything else?
I haven't tried anything yet. I wasn't sure what to do.
If you want a simple removing, prying would probably not work, but maybe trying to put something in between it might have it attached to that instead.
Okay. You said we had like some mega damage ingots and stuff. Would we have anything that would be able to be shaped into some sort of wedge?
It would take time, but Patrick could probably do it.
Patrick?
Yes, I can definitely try.
Okay. Is there anything that Tom or Mila would like to do? Or would you like to utilize any sort of NPC?
Mila's in the kitchen.
Gotcha.
Grabbing all of the food and putting it into a bowl.
Tom is helping her to actually make something to eat.
I was going to say, what I see is like Mila puts something in the bowl, Tom quickly scoops it out.
Basically, this is what is happening. And I'm actually cooking.
I like it. Good stuff. And Mila is quote unquote helping.
Yep.
All right, so maybe take a break for dinner, and after that, Patrick, you're able to fashion a simple wedge made out of MDC materials using your torch and your tools.
All right. Hold still, Al. Unless you have the armor off.
Oh yeah, I would have taken it off.
All right.
Okay.
So he's gonna go. Here goes nothing, and he's going to place it on the armor and try to slide it underneath the rock thing.
Roll me D100. You try to find a spot in which to wedge it, and you push and you push and you push, but it doesn't move.
Maybe something like a hammer.
This might have a similar situation to what it was doing before. But yeah, you can try to use a hammer. I'm gonna try to tackle this in a different way.
Alright, Al would probably try and use a hammer to hammer the wedge in, if that makes a difference.
Roll me D100, please.
Alright.
You hammer at the wedge, and you hammer and you hammer and you hammer, and it doesn't move. Not at all. At one point, though, you miss the wedge, and you hit the rock itself. And you hear like a crack, and there's clearly some sort of damage done to it. Some of the little wormy parts kind of look mushed.
Wait a second. Tom?
He'll come running out of the kitchen. His face is covered with flour. What's going on?
What the fuck?
I was able to damage this thing just by hitting it with a hammer. Maybe we could melt it off.
Do you want me to do that?
Hear a loud crash coming from the kitchen.
Al would be like, we should probably take it outside, but can you try to heat it up to a point where it might melt it, but not the power armor?
Yeah, I can give it a try. He's going to shout out of the room. Not like that, Mila! Leave it alone!
I'll just wait. I'll just do a little bit and then wait for you.
No! Just wait for me!
Al will say, it can wait until after dinner.
Yes, please. And he's going to run straight back to the kitchen.
All right. So after dinner, you know what? I can speed this along if you like. Sure. Because yes, when Tom goes to ignite or apply great heat to the rock, it splits open, it blackens, it twists, and it falls off in smoking chunks. It's utterly destroyed, but it's off.
Yeah.
Huh. Oh, that's that.
I hope that Patrick was there getting, pictures or, watching for posterity, right?
He's not bringing his camera in.
Okay. Mm-hmm. But you were still watching.
We still have another one for him to study, so...
Well, yeah, but just the act of destroying it would be interesting for Patrick, I would think. Right?
Right.
Right.
Yeah, I guess.
We all know how Patrick gets his rocks off on destruction.
Hey-o!
Puns.
All right.
He's not particularly happy that his camera got anything. He loves his camera.
No.
It's fully functional. It's just some of the pictures.
It's just got amnesia.
Yeah, pretty much. So really quickly, is there anything else that we want to do?
Oh, okay. Took the words right out of my mouth, homie.
I'm sorry.
That's fine, whatever. No worries.
Another day.
Magic lesson?
What I was thinking.
Yeah.
Okay. So, This will be a few days later when you manage to venture across another another ley line. This one's not necessarily the strongest. It's about 15 feet tall. It stretches relatively long, but it's not as powerful as you've seen or if you've interacted with. At this point, Lee is a little bit more social, but not by a ton. He doesn't lose his temper, but he still speaks shortly and curtly. All right? And at this point, he takes out Patrick and Al to the ley line, and he goes, "Okay. So, I think we're done sensing. It's a skill that you can keep on working on, and you'll continue to develop for as long as you'll cast magic. Now comes the strongest part. It's also the hardest part. We're going to draw this power from the ley line itself. And you're going to take what you sense in there, and you're going to put it inside of you. Make sense?
The instructions do, yes.
Okay. So, how you might do that is a personal choice. For me, what I like to do is I visualize a tube that connects straight from my chest into the ley line itself. And I imagine the ley line's like water, and water comes into the tube and flows in the tube and flows inside of me. And as more and more water comes in, the more filled up I feel. Of course, that doesn't actually happen. But what's important is that you visualize something. You understand? Some sort of siphon, some sort of connection in order to make it tangible to you.
Patrick will obviously closing his eye to visualize this, will open up his eyes and nod.
Okay. So, I'm now expecting miracles, and he casts look over to Al. But give it a go. Ley line's not going anywhere. So who wants to go first?
Are you around? Squeeze out.
You go before me. Hang on one second. You go first.
Okay. Okay. I guess
roll me a D100. Oh no! First, tell me what your character does.
Yes. So Patrick will turn to the ley line, close his eyes, sense, because that's generally important to him, that he does things little by little, kind of like granial, like he can sense himself, sense the ley line. And what he's going to do is visualize almost like a sideways vortex starting from the ley line and having the point of it drawn towards him.
Nice.
So like a funnel.
Great. Roll me a D100. Good. As your mental vortex starts to materialize, in that visualization, you can start to feel first just a trickle of this magical energy. Once again, it's not visual. This is all just a feeling. This is like another sense. It's another entity, right? But you slowly feel something being drawn towards you. And that sense, that energy, that something inside of you is starting to fill up and up and up. Good job. Al?
Yeah, all right. I think Al would try to visualize what he's familiar with. So he's going to visualize an IV.
Okay. Roll a D100, please. And add a bonus of 10, so take away 10.
All right. So 63.
Okay. Close your eyes, you visualize it. For a long time, about 5 minutes, nothing, you can't sense anything, but you keep at it?
Yes.
Okay. You keep at it, ignoring the huffs and the grumblings of your teacher. And at first you're not too sure. But then it's a little drip here and a little drip there. And a drip, drip, drip. And then finally, this energy, this presence starts to flow into you as well. After a while, Lee would interrupt your process and he'll say, "Okay, I can see from here, or I guess I could say more. I can feel from here that you guys got the hang of it. Now, remember when you were inside the ley line and you sensed it, and you were just covered in mystical energy? It's easy when, it's easy to get wet when you're swimming in the ocean, right? It's harder to do so in the middle of a friggin' desert. The next bit of drawing the energy to you is going to be like that. So for this next little bit, you're going to have to get really sensitive and really precise. But don't try to break it down into mental steps. Now we're getting into the part where it starts to defy logic and reason, and things start to become just a sense. It's more of an art than a science, you understand? So eventually you're going to have to go down to intuition. So we're going to keep doing this until this becomes second nature to you. And then and only then are we going to move on to the more complicated advanced procedures. But I have to admit, you got to this part faster than I anticipated. This is pretty much the hardest thing, one of the hardest things to do. And with your silence, I will end the scene.
Yeah, Al has no expression or comment.
Yeah, that's fine. No problem.
I think the only thing that Patrick would be looking contemplative and also relieved. I think that would probably be the two things.
Okie dokie. All right, who's gonna roll that D100 for the next event?
Not me. I mean, me.
Rolled a 93.
You rolled a 93?
So high today. Yes,
was that you?
Yeah, that was me.
Oh, cool. All right.
I'm rolling all kinds of high today.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Wow. You got really close to two other ones. But now give me a moment, because once again, this is a thing where Inferno wrote down a really cool sentence, and now he has got to turn that into something awesome.
All right.
No. That sounds so ridiculous, but
it doesn't to me. I just made a big random encounter table. I know exactly what you mean.
I just
Oh man.
Here, I got just take my headset off just for like a moment or two, just so I have my thoughts to myself, and I'll be right back. Sorry, guys.
Okay. The whole time he's gone, we should just be like, "Hey, Inferno. Hey.
Inferno.
Hey, Inferno.
Inferno. Inferno.
Does
Inferno.
anybody want to do?
Can anyone hear Inferno? Inferno.
I can't hear you.
Hear
Anyway.
you, Inferno. Yeah, what's
Inferno?
up, Piff?
Does anybody want to do any sort of role-playing stuff?
I think I'm good.
Sure.
Ah, sweet. All right.
Set the scene, buddy.
We're both on top of a canyon cliff edge.
Al is hanging for his life.
What are you doing here, Patrick? I told you not to come for your dear friend, Al.
But I love him.
I don't care if you love him.
I would imagine this is actually in like just a living room.
No. I was gonna say like you see Al's head peek up, like he's been doing chin ups. He's like, "What are you guys talking about?"
Mila has like a drawn-on mustache. Silence, you little thing. She looks over at Al, giving him a stink eye.
Al looks really confused.
Don't give up, Al.
What are you gonna do to save his life, Patrick?
Al's gonna be like, Patrick, it's like a 5-foot drop. I'm fine.
A 5-foot drop that'll end your life.
What did I walk into?
We are role playing, Inferno.
Okay, well,
We're role-playing that we're role-playing.
Yeah.
What? Jesus Christ.
Did you bring the ransom, Patrick?
This is all my family has to offer. He's gonna put down Mrs. Mams.
Mila, like, is, like, looking at her nails and then kind of gives a sideward, like, glance at Mrs. Mams. You think that this is enough for his life?
Al, in a very confused voice, says, Did I miss something?
Shut up, you hussy! Mila turns and stares at him.
Good.
This is all I have.
I'm sorry, Patrick, but it ain't enough. And Mila will go over and kind of lightly push Al.
Al says in a very dry tone, "Oh no,
No!
Al, are you okay? I didn't really hurt you, did I? I was just make-believing."
Al just stares up at Mila with a raised eyebrow and says, "Well, other than falling to my death, no, I think I'm fine."
He fell to your death? Mila looks sad for a second.
No, Mila, I did not.
You are interrupted by the sounds of a honking horn outside of your parked behemoth.
Who could that be?
Al's going to be a little nervous because he's outside without any sort of protection. He was just exercising, so...
Oh, we're outside?
Yeah.
I thought we were in there.
Oh, I thought we were inside.
What was I hanging from, then?
I don't know,
know.
something in
Okay.
the living room. I didn't question it.
Sure.
You're inside.
We're
you were
inside.
hanging-
He was hanging from something that he was doing chin-ups on. Yeah, that
Yeah.
works.
Yeah,
The deer skull. There you go.
there you go.
Okay. I guess we go to the... which direction are they coming from? In front, behind, or to the side?
To the front, near the front of the behemoth.
All right, Al would go up to the cockpit and see what he can see.
Okay. Everyone else?
Yeah, I'll follow behind.
Okay.
I'm just going to continue sitting on the couch, petting Hannibal.
Okay.
I'm gonna see who it is.
Okay. As you go up towards the front of the behemoth and look outside the pilot's compartment, you see a collection of 5 vehicles. 2 of them are ATVs. 2 of them seem to be trucks with large chains wrapped around the tires. And one of them seems to be some sort of hover car. All of them have... all of them don't look... how can I say this? They're all nondescript in the sense that they do not have any sort of signage or emblems on them identifying them. It looks more like a ragtag group of individuals. And the group themselves, as at the front of this little convoy is the hover car. And from the front emerge 2 individuals. Both of them are in body armor, and both of them have laser rifles, but right now they're strapped to their backs. You can see it's both a man and a woman. They seem to be surprisingly similar in build and in height. And they're probably around their late 30s or early 40s from what you can tell from this distance. The man seems to be the one honking the horn, who's leaning over the side of the car, honking at you, while the woman is looking towards your direction and kind of giving a bit of a wave.
Al would call for Mila.
What?
We need your public relations.
Okay.
And then Al's going to start strapping on power armor, just in case.
Mila's gonna be poking buttons, trying to find the speaker microphone thing, so she's just pushing on.
Al will help her.
Thank you. Hello? Is this thing hello?
Yes. You can well, first of all, you can hear your own voice say hello through the speaker system. Ooh, and secondly, the man stops honking while the woman stops waving. She hesitates for a moment. So they're probably about, I'd say about 300 feet away from the front of you.
Hello? Hello.
You can you hear a click, and you hear a female voice say, you can hear it, well, you can hear it really well, Mila. Well, before the rest of you, it's kind of muffled because it's going through the walls of the behemoth. But you hear her say, "Hi, folks. My name's Astrid. We're just wandering traders. We're hoping that you're friendly. My brother says that your robot there isn't typically one of war, and we're wondering before we hit Greencastle if you wanted to stop off for a bit of trade."
Hang on, let me ask. Hey, guys, she doesn't turn off the microphone.
Yeah.
Guys, do you want to do some trading with a sister and a brother?
I would love to know what they have. Yeah.
What kind of stuff do you have?
She says, "Well, it's kind of too much for me to list off right now. Why don't you come on out here and speak with us? We promise we won't hurt you. And why don't you have a look at what we have?"
Okay. Okay. Just like looking at the group.
After getting power armor on, Al would be like, "So shall we go say hi?"
Yeah. Patrick would probably adorn his armor as well. Mm-hmm. Just because it would be pretty foolish to go up to somebody in armor and weaponry of mega damage quality and just kind of be unarmed and unarmored.
Yeah.
Okay. I'm gonna put on the Mystic power armor.
Okay.